Alrighty folks, so before lunch, it's 10 of 1 in the afternoon. I'm going to do one on the key of C. I just did one and posted it within the hour, probably a half hour ago. Just touching on the do, re, mi of C. And all this stuff applies to any key. You can move all of it to every key there is. You know, I'm just using C as an example today. Sometimes I've used A a lot and E. I'm like, why not just use a different key? But I'm going to give you some darker side of C. It's not by any means all there is. It's limitless. So I'm going to take off. The other one was on a cleaner sound. I got it on dirty now. And this is a Fender Vibro Champ XD. I got it trading and wheeling and dealing with a guitar friend of mine. We've shuffled stuff back and forth over the years. A few years ago, we did some trade, and I had a guitar that's worth a little more than his guitar, and I'm there, and he said, how about if I give you this Vibro Champ XD plus whatever the guitar was at the time, because I move stuff every few months. I just get something else just because I get bored easy. So I got it, and then I sold it to my son a couple, 3 years ago for like $100 or $1. I can't remember, but he was like, oh yeah, it's tube driven, a Vibro Champ XD. It's got 16 voices in it. They're not specific amp voices, they're just different voices. Some are clean, some are dirty, some of them you gotta totally change the EQ, all that, whatever. So anyways, let me try to get it a little better sounding. Sometimes it sounds trebly, sometimes it sounds bassy. So good enough. We're going to do the dark side of C, or a part of a dark side of C, because there's all kinds of stuff. You got do, re, mi. Learn something I stress in my videos. Learn one thing everywhere it exists. You know. C. So learn everywhere that is. What am I doing? Why am I in D and thinking so? So anyway, learn everywhere it is, and then I don't want to get into this too much, but then do different patterns. You know, it's not. So I did that with every block and every key when I was digging in 2012. I mentioned how I started doing this in 2012. I mentioned it in my last video an hour ago. It's dated today, September 23rd, 2024, and it says C in the do, re, mi. So this one's going to be on a little bit of what's on the dark side of C. You got a do, which is C, a major, in the key of C, basic chords, a minor, a D minor, a E minor, a F major, a G major, an A natural minor, and then a B diminished, and then back to, okay, so that's your basic do, re, mi in chords. And then of course you got the single note. So I went up and down these things when I worked on them. I didn't just learn going do, re, mi. I went forwards, backwards, sideways, 5 counts, 6 counts, pentatonic counts, you know. Focused on one key and just dug into that thing to death, you know, and so much so I saw what the shapes were from one to the next, so I can just move it for any key I want. So the dark side, I'm not going to have to spend much time on this. We're going to take the E note of C. You got C, D, E, played on the dark side, stayed in the E, you're going to get what's called a phrygian flavor. I'm just playing the notes of C major, but I'm leaning on the E note of it. So I'm using an E minor, and then the B note of C major, because that harmonizes, that's a 5 of E. And then you can, of course, you can use E minor pentatonic. There's no law to just be blocked into just that, so you could use that in something like that. So now here I'm going into creativity mode, and I'm going, well, what else can I throw in with that? Starting at a simple play. Right? That just stay with that and then build on it. And I mentioned that in a few videos ago. Start simple and then build. That's how I do all my creativity. I got enough ideas. I don't have a recording program on the computer. I don't have a cell phone anymore or anything. So I just bought a 10-pack of cassettes because I'm there. You know, I'm starting to pick up the guitar again. I mentioned in the other video I had cervical spine surgery in 2012. Well, I also caved in on my progress a few years ago because I had major stomach surgery in 2023, but I got real ill prior to that and couldn't play and do gigs and stopped playing because I felt so awful I didn't want to play. So that was another surgery last year. Stomach jammed up in the diaphragm. I could hardly breathe. The valve was open. The bottom of the esophagus was turning cancerous. But I went to Newton Wellesley Hospital. They did it robotically, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm doing better, so I'm starting to pick up the guitar again. And so there you go. So I just take that idea. I'm creating this right now in front of you, just taking the do, re, mi. So there's a Phrygian flavor, but I'm just staying with C. I could sit on the key of C, and there's so much in there, and I won't even tap into the surface of it, and I could write stuff out of that one place easily for a year and do several albums just by creating grooves out of just that one key. But of course I can do it in all the keys, so it'll be forever, you know. So you can take, and then you can go and change the mood of that. It's called mode. The word mode in music means it creates a mood. It creates an atmosphere, you know. You know, so you can have happy to dark. Making this up literally right now. All I'm doing is staying in this key of C. So you think I thought a do re mi is, yeah, whoop-de frickin' do. I didn't really want to take the time to learn it, but I realized afterwards I can play whatever I feel in my heart, and I don't have to search in the dark for the notes. Because after learning all them scale blocks, I started hearing what they sound like. I started hearing C major. And then the next next chord. Just hit an A minor, so I can go in all the scale blocks of C major and create what I can play right at the C major scale, but I can play to that A minor. And just all C major to that A minor, because then that's also in the key. And to B diminished, you know, right here with this. That's your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. In the key of C, your B diminished is the T of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. And then you got unlimited substitute chords of those C to a major to a C major. It just goes a wheel and a wheel and a wheel. And I'm just tapping into those, starting in a simple place. So there you go, a dark side. I'm going to title this C major on the dark side. But there's other dark. You could go to just the B. Well, that ain't in the key. And just anything that go to the A minor. It's unlimited. It just, you know, so learning the do, re, mi is what my videos are going to always be about, because all that dark stuff, and it's unlimited what kind of grooves and feeling you can create in the atmosphere, all from that. So C major, do, re, mi isn't just do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, or The Sound of Music, you know, it's got that dark shit in there. And if you can focus, once you learn a key, the do, re, mi, and go, well, what if I play off just the B note, but keep all the notes and the chords of C major somehow? And yeah, so, and then you got a Lydian sound in there. If you focus on the F note of it, you got Mixolydian, which is the typical blues, and you can sweeten that up with the G Mixolydian, which is also from C major. It's this kind of stuff. That's also C major. All kinds of stuff in there. And then your A minor is limitless. Simple Man, by all these, you know, and then you can play and rip it up in all those scale blocks of that one, of C major to the A minor stuff. And it's just awesome. I'm so glad I took the time to learn them.